What's going on, my friends? My name's CorruptYT. It's time to talk about how you guys can 2-star a Town Hall 12 or Town Hall 13 as a Town Hall 11. We're going to be breaking down everything that you need to know before going into the Clan War Leagues to 2-star higher up Town Hall 12s and Town Hall 13s, including the army composition and how you guys can deal with bases like these. So if you guys are interested in seeing more Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12 content on the channel, make sure that you're subscribed, ringing the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my educational Clash of Clans content. But let's go ahead and get started. First, the army composition. Now we're going to be using a mass Edrag format. We've also got the use of rage spells and freeze, specifically for the Electro Dragons and for the balloons in the clan castle. And speaking of that, we've got lightning spells to deal with the sweeper and the battle blimp to get us to that town hall. Now let's go ahead and break down everything that you need to know about using this via a replay before we get into the live attacks. So let me go over my process when I hit a Town Hall 13 or a Town Hall 12 as a Town Hall 11. So what you want to look for are going to basically be how compact is the base. So this base design right here, it's fairly compact. There's a lot of buildings on the inside. There are still some buildings on the outside, but we can still take advantage of whatever is on the inside by using rage spells with the Edrags. So what we want to do is we want to drop one Edrag here. This is going to carve out one side. We want to drop another Edrag over here with a rage spell, and you'll see why later on. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side as well, using an Edrag here with a rage, and then another Edrag over here just to get some more percentage. What we're getting here from this is by cutting this down, we're kind of cutting it like this. We're going to do a Sui hero just to get some more percentage, and we want to aim for at least 30% if possible. That way what we're going to be able to do is then send the rest of our Edrags in and use the Warden ability to protect the blimp and the Edrags as they push through. We want to save one freeze and one rage for the town hall and for the blimp. That way our balloons easily crush it and take it down with ease. So you'll see that what we're going to be doing is we're going to first use the lightning spells on top of this. Since the sweeper was pointing this way, there was automatically some good value if we did this. So now you'll see the use of the Edrags. We got one Edrag up top, creating some pathing here, and then pathing down here with the other Edrag. So this is kind of what we're doing. We're using the rage spell there to boost the Edrag to get some of that percentage down. So right now, you may not be able to see it, but we have about 14% going up to 17. So we want to make sure though that we're using this kind of almost at the same time. So we've got kind of something like this going on here. So we want to make sure that we're getting as much percentage as possible. And this was still fairly difficult. But now that you see that we are getting some percentage on both sides, and we have 30% now before we send in our Edrags. So even though you can't see it, I'm letting you guys know. So as we're now pushing through, we've now got the first rage with the Edrags, and we've got the balloons going in, but we're a little later on our Warden ability. That way it protects the Edrags for longer. And you may have already noticed the use of the free spells on top of the air defenses. That is in order to protect the Edrags. Now you'll see that what we're doing is we used the balloons from there, saved a rage and a free spell specifically for the Edrags as they move through. Other than that though, that's going to give you guys an easy way of getting a 2-star with this one. We were able to easily get the 60% 2-star with little to no problem, and that's all we really had to do with this. So for the most part, if you guys are somewhat struggling with getting the 2-star, this is going to be the strategy here. Now let's go ahead and show you guys how I do this live. So here is an island base, and let's show you guys how we can deal with these. So first of all, for starters, let's go ahead and drop in the lightning spells on the sweeper. Now I want to go ahead and drop in the Edrags. Now we're going to be dropping them in just on each of these corners. So that's all we're doing. So we want to save 4 of them. So now what we can do is we can use a rage spell with one of them at least in order to kind of help create some pathing here and also help these Edrags get some really good funneling down and get percentage, of course. That's the biggest thing. So you'll see that we did use a couple rage spells here in order to make sure that the Edrags are able to get 30%. We have 30% here on the base. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drop in the king and the queen. This is going to be very essential because we want to make sure that they are getting some decent percentage as well. So we want to bump this up to 40% on these type of bases since they're a little bit more open. So now that we've been able to do this, we're going to be able to send in our Edrags once we get a solid amount of percentage. So I want to pop the queen ability here. That way she's able to kind of survive through the eagle a little bit. Unfortunately, she's not going to be able to, but that's fine. We have about 38% here. So we will be able to get the 50% quite easily by just sending in the blimp for the town hall. So we're going to drop in the first rage to kind of get through all of this. Now I'm going to kind of wait until the blimp is just a little outside. So we're going to pop it right there. We're going to use the rage on top of the town hall and the freeze, and that's going to take it down. And we're just going to provide support for the Edrags by making sure that it's still being frozen up, the air defenses specifically. And you can see we have about a 56%, 58. That's still pretty good. So for the most part, that is all that you're going to be doing. You just want to make sure that you're getting some good chain value. And remember that chain with Edrags is going to be 1 to no tiles in between defensive buildings or just regular buildings in general. And you want to make sure that those chain are going to help you get percentage as a whole. So hopefully this gives you guys a good example of how you guys can deal with the island bases. But now let's go ahead and go into another common base design that you guys might see in the Clan War Leagues. Now, you saw this one in the replay, but let's show you guys how I will do it and how you guys can do it as well. So remember, we're going to start off by taking down the sweeper. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to drop in, because I know that there are a couple seeking air mines here, so we're going to drop these in order to protect the Edrags. So we're going to drop in one Edrag and a rage spell. Over here, we're going to drop the other Edrag in order to take care of this area here. So you'll see that we're getting some really good percentage. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to drop an Edrag, and then we're going to drop in a Rage, and we're going to do the same thing over here on this laboratory. So you can see that we're getting some fairly good value here from the Edrags in terms of getting percentage. Right now, we are up to 22%. You don't really need to worry about the clan castle when you're doing this. For the most part, it's just going in for the town hall with the blimp. So we've gotten ourselves about 25% here. So I'm going to drop in the king. And I didn't really mean to pop the king ability here, but that's completely fine. Just a misclick. So we're able to get some fairly good percentage. So we're going to drop in an Edrag here. Drop in 2 balloons. The rest of these, the queen ability is going to pop. Now I'm going to send the warden in, send this in. And now we have the blimp going right in. So now I'm going to pop the ability to protect all of these Edrags. Save this last rage and freeze for the town hall. As we're getting through it, we're going to take this down with ease. And look at that, another 2-star, another about 56%, 58%. You guys can see, very simple. All you really want to do is you want to make sure that you're raging up the Edrags. This is not like just sending the Edrags in. You are looking specifically to get down as many buildings from the outside with the Edrags, which is the reason why you're going to use 4 on the outside, 2 on each side, and 2 rage spells in order to help boost them through. So this gives you guys a really good example, and look at that, a 60% 2-star here on this one. So that gives you guys a good idea of Edrags here against anti-2-star bases / ring bases. Don't make them too difficult. If you see that there's a lot of good value from a chain, then that is what you're going to be trying to get. But other than that though, let's go ahead and show you guys one last base design, and that is going to be those dreaded teaser bases. Now, you guys have probably seen this type of base before. This is the teaser base. So let's show you guys how to deal with these kinds of bases. So now this one's going to be just a little bit different, but we want to get just some defenses down like the sweeper there, just with the lightning spells. There's no need for anything else. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop in an Edrag on one side, and we're going to drop an Edrag on the other. And then we're going to use the king on this side to kind of get some fairly good pathing here for the queen, or basically for us to kind of send everything in. So we are going to be using the queen here as a Sui hero, and notice how we're kind of splitting these. Now what we're going to be doing is we're not sending the Edrags in with the blimp, and instead we're going to be sending the Edrags in alone by themselves. This is the only time that I really would, because if you take a look at the base design here, we will be able to get some amazing chain value from the bottommost portion of the base. So by keeping them raged up as we're still moving through, we're going to keep these Edrags alive. I want to rage up the biggest group, and now we're going to save the last rage, and we know that there are seeking air mines in this spot. So we're going to rage up, freeze, and we're going to easily take down the town hall for the 2-star. Other than that, we're just going to provide support again for our Edrags as we're moving through, and we'll be able to get about a 50, maybe a 60% 2-star here with this one. So fairly simple again. Very, very simple. We're going to be able to get about 60. And you guys can see that this still went really well, even though our blimp did die out really early in the beginning. Well, not in the beginning, but when we placed down that blimp, you notice that the 2 seeking air mines went specifically for that blimp, and it did pop it. But because there are so many defenses right by that town hall, it easily made sure that we were able to work right through it. Now, if there was a tornado trap there, it might be better to make sure that you either drop your warden with them, but it's not really that important. But hopefully this gives you guys a good idea of how to hit a Town Hall 13 no matter the style of base. But if you guys are doubting that this works at Town Hall 12, let's show you guys an example of that as well. So here's an example here of a Town Hall 12, and this isn't a base that you're always going to see, but the Town Hall is slightly more packed on the inside of the base. So this just shows you guys how to deal with these type of bases like this. So what we're going to be doing is first dropping in the Sui hero. What we're going to be specifically doing is just making a funnel, specifically so that then we can take down some of the defenses and send Edrags in if we need to. We're also going to use the rage spell like you saw here with the Edrag in order to get some chain value and also take down the air defense. You'll see that we're going to do the same thing with this air defense as well. So we're going to make sure that this Edrag here is going to roughly be able to either tank for it or take it down with no problem. So we're going to then go ahead and rage up our blimp. We find a tornado trap, but that's not a problem. We are going to zap the Edrag just so that then we can kind of take that down in terms of health and take down the town hall with the blimp. Other than that, all we have to really do at this point is just get more percentage. We're at 30% with the 1-star, and now because there's a lot of buildings out here, we're just going to send our Edrags in. Then we're going to also send the warden in so we can protect them, drop in the rage spell, do all of that with the Edrags that you guys already know how you guys can use Edrags, but using the warden ability in order to protect them as they're going through, and getting the 2-star is going to be necessary for us as a Town Hall 11, and you guys can see, very easy nonetheless. Really doesn't take too much. I could probably get more. I did stop it earlier, but so we could have probably gotten even a 70%. Hopefully though, this gives you guys an idea of how you guys can 2-star Town Hall 12s and Town Hall 13s as a Town Hall 11. So let me know guys if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about this video as a whole. Was it helpful for you? Was it not? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like using Edrags, definitely this is going to be the strategy for you. So make sure that you guys are subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my educational yet entertaining Clash of Clans content. And don't forget to go ahead and follow me over on the social. Follow me over on Twitch, and don't forget to join my community Discord server, and don't forget to go ahead and use code CorruptYT in the Clash Champs shop to save 10% off your purchase. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.